and I was like, that sounds great, but you know, it's kind of crazy. My opinion of it is just as crazy. I see it as like a mermaid. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing with you my first niche fragrance, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably don't know which one it is. And actually, before I share which one it is with you, I would love it if you pause this video and let me know down below which one you think that I chose to be my first niche fragrance. And I will let you know that it is the Francesca Bianchi perfume. But before we proceed and I do share with you which one it is in particular, I want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel and also to pass by my Instagram and Facebook pages. So let me go right ahead and actually show you which one it is that I chose from the Bianchi line. This is Sex the Sea Neroli. The reason why I chose this perfume, I know it's kind of like a heavy perfume, like a heavy niche perfume to start out my niche, hopefully, collection with. A lot of people usually start out with something like Delina or Baccarat or something from the private designer lines, which I do consider niche. But anyway, I chose this one because, first of all, I am a huge anything seaside fan. I have it my whole life. And when I first heard about this perfume when it came out last year and I read the description and everything, I was just obsessed. So I have been wanting it for a very long time. The description, because it does come with this little pamphlet for all her other perfumes and the descriptions. And it is absolutely stunning. It is very beautifully written. It says Sex the Sea Neroli presents as the original version, which is Sex the Sea, in which I do have a decant of, and I will be reviewing in the future. Let me start again. Sex the Sea Neroli presents as the original version a heart of coconut, the saltiness of the sea, the sexy and sweet sweat of her warm skin, but this time with a hint of narcotic freshness. Sorry, I'm like choking. Which makes the perfume hypnotic and more complex, and its evolution more intriguing. So I mean, that just sounds absolutely stunning. Again, especially if you are a huge beach / ocean, seaside, all that stuff fan like me. Yeah, of course you would want a perfume like this. And I am going to take it out of the box right now. I have been trying it for a few days now and originally wanted to do the unboxing on camera, but again, because I have been wanting it for so long, I just decided that, you know, I would try it by myself first, and that I would do a first impression of the two decants that do come with the order. This is what the bottle looks like. It is pretty tiny. It's a 30 milliliter, 1.04 fluid ounces bottle, and it is made in Italy. I think she assembles everything in Amsterdam where she resides. It is all very artisanal. I don't know if that's a word in English. I'll make sure to look it up. Very indie, I guess is what I'm trying to say. She, you know, assembles it all at her home, and I have heard such wonderful things of her line. I admire her a lot, even though this is my, you know, my first give or my first try with her fragrances. But yeah, like I said, it is made in Italy, and it is, did I mention, an extrait de parfum, which means it is the highest concentration. And just like I've read, same thing on my skin, it literally lasts like a day easily, if not more, on clothes that just won't go away until you wash them. Sorry if it's a little loud. I'm in a golf course right now, so there's a lot of driving by. But I will be spraying this, let's say here, so I can share with you. Oh my god, it's amazing. My experience, yes, it's taking me right back to when I first got it and I was mind blown. The bottle, what's inside the bottle, and the first original spray are very different. But once it develops, it turns more into what you get from the bottle. And I have the notes here. Also, I want to say that there are not that many reviews from this fragrance because it is fairly new. She is a fairly small house. But the reviews that I did watch were very amazing. I watched the Huele Mucho review, and I remember he was saying that this is like what a goddess would smell like. And that really kind of took me back because I've never experienced that with a fragrance. And I have read and I have, you know, experienced now that her fragrances, more so than they are perfumes, are sort of like an experience, you know, an olfactory experience in their, you know, by themselves. So it's really hitting me right now, put it right in the chest. But yes, as I was saying, the Huélame Mucho really emphasized the whole concept of this smelling like a goddess. More on that later. Then other reviews that I watched or even that I read said that it was more of like an elegant, sort of classy, seaside, nighttime maybe perfume, not so much this like crazy, sexy bomb that other people have claimed it to be. And of course that varies, like maybe you think it's the sexiest fragrance out there. Like I know for me personally, it does feel like a very sexy perfume for me personally. But I don't necessarily think that other people smelling this on me would go crazy or maybe even compliment me. You know, I think it's more of like I enjoy wearing it and it goes as far as that. The notes of this perfume are bergamot, which you do get a lot at the opening, petit cran, hope I'm pronouncing that right, honey, neroli, which you also get a lot of at the opening, mimosa and coconut, which you get more as the fragrance progresses and develops, immortelle, which I don't know what it is, rose I don't particularly get ever. I'm sure it's there, I just don't really get much of it. Iris I do get, sandalwood I do get definitely on the dry down, vetiver, labdanum, benjoin, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing notes, I suck at pronouncing weird things. Like some of these notes just sound straight out of a Harry Potter potion. Civet, vanilla for sure, and ambergris. So yeah, at first it is definitely on the neroli and bergamot side. It's pretty bright, it's pretty sort of youthful, if that makes any sense. Not that someone any age can enjoy this fragrance, but just at first I do get a more of like a youthful vibe. Definitely takes me right to the ocean, especially as it develops. And to be completely honest, I do prefer this fragrance once it has developed a little bit, because at first it is a little bit medicinal, if that makes any sense. So it's not that it smells like a medicine and then you're like, oh, it's medicinal, but in a sort of like hypnotic way, if that makes any sense. Like if I smell this on somebody, I would definitely be taken aback a little bit and be like, wow, like what is that? And then as it does progress, it kind of turns more into like a lotion kind of perfume that I wouldn't be surprised if when I do start wearing this more and people ask me like, you know, what lotion are you wearing instead of what perfume are you wearing, I can totally see that happening. But yes, really reminds me of the ocean, which again I love. That's why I love this fragrance, because it's kind of nostalgic for me personally, and I know that, you know, eventually if I am really far from the ocean and I smell this, I'll probably cry because it does really take me back. And not that it smells super salty like maybe light blue intense or super summery, not at all. I totally think you can rock this all year round, but summer nights are probably the best time to really sort of show it off. So yeah, it's not that it is like super salty or super like straight out of the ocean or anything like that. This is very complex. It is very well blended, so much so that it does invoke that scent of the ocean without being like right in your face. And honestly, the one thing that this perfume reminds me of, and as the days passed by and I knew I had to make this review, I kept trying to figure out how exactly would I describe it. As you can see, I'm stumbling on my words a little. And what it does really reminds me of, and it's really funny, it's of a mermaid, which I think, like, let me see, I don't know, I've definitely seen like a picture of a mermaid or a mermaid-like creature somewhere on the cover of this fragrance or on the website or something. So going back to that Huélame Mucho, that he was describing this fragrance as like, you know, some sort of like sea-like goddess or something, and I was like, that sounds great, but you know, it's kind of crazy. My opinion of it is just as crazy. I see it as like a mermaid, you know. Obviously I don't know what a mermaid smells like, but if I had to pick a fragrance that a mermaid, you know, really sort of hypnotic mermaid, this is getting like very Pirates of the Caribbean, was wearing, then I totally would pick this one. So I do love this fragrance because it's not just something that I can sit here and be like, hey, like this is a nice, sweet, fresh fragrance. Kind of is all of those things. Like it is fresh at the start and it is sweet later on because of the coconut, the pineapple, the mimosa and all that. But it's not as simple as that, you know. It's not one that I can be here and tell you that it's sexy, it's this and that. It's an experience of its own, it does have a little bit of a mystical touch. And again, I feel like because it is a complex perfume, maybe I won't be getting as many compliments as with something like La Nuit Tresor that people just adore and are absolutely obsessed with. But I don't particularly care. I'm just sharing, like, you know what, if you are interested in compliments or something. For me personally, I just really do enjoy it because it does feel very personal to me. Very, very reminiscent of the ocean, and it's very particular, you know, like who doesn't want to smell like a mermaid? I do, at least. So yeah, that's Sex and the Sea Neroli. I do want to apologize because I know the lighting is not the best at the moment because the sun is falling and it's cloudy. But anyway, let me try to wrap it up before nighttime does come. I do want to say, just kind of to sum it up, it smells a little bit like sun lotion. What's the word? Like sunscreen, slightly. But again, I don't like saying that because I feel like that just makes you think that this is like a cheap sunscreen smelling perfume, which is by no means. It is far more complex and interesting. But again, it does have that beach vibe, so of course it is going to remind you of that. It is also a unisex fragrance, like all of Francesca's perfumes till now. And she just released the Sublime oil for this one, which is like the hair oil and the skin oil with this scent, which kills me because I really want it. But anyway, yeah, it's supposed to be unisex. If you're a guy and you wear this, of course, if you enjoy wearing it, that's awesome. Do I see it more on women? Yes, but again, if you are a guy and you enjoy wearing it, by all means. But yes, overall, this is a very unique perfume that I am absolutely in love with because it is very personal to me for some reason. Really reminds me of the ocean, seems very mystical and fun for that reason. You know, it's not just this like super serious perfume that I'm only wearing for people around me to smell. This is definitely something that I would wear because I want to smell myself, and I'm sure that would only make others around me smell me more, maybe, or want to smell me more. Yes, totally recommended that you check it out. I will be making a video later on comparing this one with the original Sex and the Sea and see how that plays out, because like I said, I did want to know which one would suit me better, which one I should buy first, and there were no reviews at the time comparing them both, which sucks. But yes, totally check this out. I think this retails for like 105 euros or something. And yeah, just pass by her page. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I know I was a little bit all over the place, but if you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe and also to pass by my social media pages.